In the last video, we have discussed about additional requirement of an infant regarding protein and calorie and other macronutrient. In this video, I will continue the discussion regarding the requirement of micronutrients. The first micronutrients I will discuss about is iron, zinc, and vitamin D. As we know, for the first 6 months, an infant is under exclusive breastfeeding, so all these nutrients the infant will receive from breast milk. So it has to be ensured that the mother is provided with adequate amount of these nutrients through that. Now we will and if mother will be provided with the rich sources of these nutrients, so mother will have adequate supply in the breast milk, so newborn will receive proper supply of these nutrients for the first 6 months, and in the next 6 months that can be complemented or supplemented by external sources, which is known as complementary feeding. Okay, so the next thing we need to know is why these are required. We know that when the infant will be after delivery, the newborn will have elevation in blood volume. Elevation in blood volume means elevation in the concentration of hemoglobin. Elevation in the concentration of hemoglobin means that will obviously impose a load of iron requirement on the newborn. So iron needs to be supplied adequately. But the problem is, for the first 6 months, when the child will be under exclusive breastfeeding, through breast milk is not at all a good source of iron. So that to save the child from this lack, when the newborn, when the fetus was in mother's womb, it receives a considerable store of iron, which is thrice of an adult soap. So when newborn is delivered, the newborn is already having a good store of iron in the body, which will later support the in elevation or increase in blood volume, and to match up with that increased need of synthesis of hemoglobin. But then also mother need to be provided with good amount of iron to confirm minimum supplies for breast milk. Okay, the next one is vitamin D. Adequate vitamin D is needed to ensure proper calcium absorption and bone mineralization. We all know that calcium cannot be absorbed without the involvement of vitamin D. So enough vitamin D is needed to provide for calcium absorption, and vitamin D has direct role on bone mineralization and demineralization. So to confirm enhanced bone mineralization, we need to supply adequate vitamin D through diet. Obviously, when a newborn is delivered, after birth, a newborn will try to develop new skills, activities which will involve muscle movement and movement of bones. So to ensure that change in a rapid rate, bone strengthening is very important, and that depends on calcium, phosphorus and vitamin D togetherly. So we need to provide enough vitamin D in mother's diet for the first 6 months, so that the fetus receives it through breastfeeding adequately, and in the next 6 months we can complement with external sources of food also. The next one I will discuss about is zinc. We know zinc is very much important for mental development, brain development, and cognitive development is a very important aspect of infancy and preschool age group, because there they learn about new sounds, new color, holding things. So see, all the reflexes and cognitive development depend on development of brain, so that should be enhanced and that should be ensured, and without proper supply of zinc, that cannot be ensured. So we need to provide enough zinc through diet of the mother, so that the fetus receive it from the breast milk for the first 6 months, and then the next 6 months that can be also complemented along with breast milk. So that is the need of zinc. So before I move to the next micronutrient, I would like to focus on what I have written on the board. Next nutrient I will discuss about is calcium. So why calcium is required? Rapid growth requires large supply of calcium. Again, the newborn will receive it from the breast milk for the first 6 months. Rapid growth requires large amount of calcium and phosphorus. Okay, so the first point is for why we need more calcium to support rapid growth. The next point related to this is bones are poorly calcified at the time of birth. So that means that poor calcification has to be corrected. Okay, so rapid rate of calcium is needed to correct this and to support the weight of the body of the newborn, because the newborn will try to crawl, will try to put the body weight on chest so that they can move upward. To support the body weight, the bones need to be calcified properly, and to support the activities they will try to do that also the bones need to be calcified properly. And even when they will in the toddler, when they will be in their toddler age group, then also to support the body at the time of walking, the bone needs to be strong, and that strengthening starts from infancy only. Okay, so if sufficient calcium and phosphorus will not be supplied, growth will be delayed. If sufficient phosphorus and calcium will not be supplied, delayed growth. We already have discussed in the first session that length elongation is seen in infancy. The 50 to 55 centimeter length of birth at the time of birth is increased by 25 to 24 centimeter. That means bone elongation is there. To confirm that bone elongation and proper growth rate, sufficient calcium and phosphorus has to be supplied. Okay, and the last point we need to remember regarding calcium and phosphorus, the ratio of calcium and phosphorus in diet should be 2:1. You have already learned this in class 11. If calcium and phosphorus is not given in this ratio, then it will not be used for bone mineralization. So before I move to the next macronutrient, I am focusing on what I have written on the board. The last micronutrient I will explain about is vitamin C. The RDA prescribed by ICMR, RDA of vitamin C prescribed by ICMR is ICMR is 25 milligram. We know that we do not measure vitamin C by microgram, so it will be measured in 25 milligram per day. Okay, so human milk is a good source of vitamin C. Human milk contains twice vitamin C in twice the amount of cow's milk. In the twice the amount of cow's milk. Human milk contains vitamin C in twice the amount of cow's milk. So if the mother is provided with proper amount of vitamin C in diet, then that will be reflected in the vitamin C content of breast milk, and fetus will receive an adequate supply. So the nutritional requirement will be met of the fetus. Newborn. Okay, so this is the detailed discussion of nutritional requirement of an infant. In the next session, I will continue the discussion regarding comparison between mother's milk and cow's milk. Okay, before I finish or end this video, I would like to focus on what I have written on the board so that you can copy. Thank you.